there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona. Welcome back if you're joining me again. Today's class is a 60-minute Vinyasa flow. It's a slow heat building flow and includes standing balances, steady standing postures, and also twists. So lots of variations on postures like Warrior 3, Pyramid and lunges to keep you out of your head and in your body. Also a special focus on your hips, so hip mobility, flexibility and strength. It's a really fun, creative flow and hopefully you'll enjoy some new movement for your body. For practice today, I'd recommend having a belt, a block and a blanket, though they're not essential. And if you are enjoying the classes on a regular basis and you'd like to support me, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'm also on Patreon. All the details are in the description below. Thanks so much for joining me. Enjoy your practice. Namaste. And begin your practice laying down on your back. Take your folded blanket and belt, if you have one, with you as you come to recline. Bending your knees, place your feet wide to the side edges of the mat and invite your knees to knock in toward one another. Rest one hand over your belly, one hand over the center of your chest. And take the next 2 minutes or so to simply soften and ground your body into the support that's holding you. Releasing any desire to be anywhere other than here in the moment. Resting your eyes closed. And just moving your focus to the space between your brows. Placing your attention on your mind's eye. With care now, allow your awareness to travel and scan your whole body and release any obvious contractions. Your expression, jaw, your neck and your shoulders can relax. Your belly, buttocks, hips and feet can melt and soften. Sensing the points of contact on the surface below you, the space around you. Using this time you've carved out for yourself to ground into the ritual and rhythm of your practice. Even if your current experience is uncertain or it's busy or stressful, you have this time now to control your breath, your body, your intention and mind, and create some space for yourself. Let your awareness softly tune into the rhythm of your breath, inviting it to flow freely without effort. For now, there's nowhere else for your mind to be. Following the stream of each breath. Take 3 more here, calm and clear. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one, breathe in. And as you breathe out, softly opening your eyes, welcoming in the light of your room. Take your folded blanket and slide it under your buttocks now so that the folded end is at the small of your back and your sacrum, your buttocks supported. Then squeeze your right knee in toward your chest and hold it in close. Slide your left heel forward along the mat. Press through your heel, flex your left toes back. Take a few calm breaths here. Rolling your inner left thigh toward the floor and grounding into the back of your left leg. And then take your belt, if you have one, and loop it around the balls of your right toes. Hold on to it with both your hands and extend your right heel up toward the ceiling. If you don't have a belt, simply interlace your hands behind the back of your right thigh. Take a few pulses here, bending your right knee in toward your chest and then extending up toward the ceiling, easing into your hamstrings. Take 3 more. Next time your right leg is extended, hold there. Stay for a few breaths. And now see if you can re-extend through the left leg. Notice if your inner left thigh has gotten light. Keep it heavy toward the floor. Scissor kick both feet away from one another. Take one more cycle of breath. Softening your shoulders down as you breathe out. Then rebend the knee in, release your belt, and bend your right knee in toward your body. Step your right foot to the mat and we'll switch sides. Bending your left knee in toward your chest. Extend your right leg forward. Curl your toes back. And just feel your inner right thigh spiral down toward the floor. And keeping that, loop the belt now around the left foot and extend your left leg up. And again, take 3 slow pulses with your lifted leg. Bend and extend. And then pause with both legs straight. Notice if your right leg is bubbled up, keep pressing away with your heel down through the back of your right leg and find that mild inward rotation. Take one more breath in and release. Release your belt if you had one, knee in toward your chest and then both feet to the mat. Lift your buttocks, slip the blanket out to one side and bring your knees back in toward your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a rock, smooth the space through your low back. And then step both feet to the floor for a dynamic bridge flow. In this version, have your feet a little closer together and your heels further away from your buttocks than you're normally accustomed to. Let your toes lift and spread out and then place them back down, rooting down through the balls and heel of each foot. On your inhale now, sweep your arms overhead, same time raise your buttocks. Just pause there, option to cactus your arms if that feels more comfortable through this flow and in your shoulders. Feel for a light squeeze to the base of your glutes. And then on your exhale, semicircle your hands to the floor and lower your buttocks. Breath to movement. And inhale to lift, arms overhead. And an exhale to lower your hands, buttocks come down together. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. On your inhale now, arms overhead and pause, buttocks lifted. Hold on to opposite elbows overhead or forearms. Just wriggle your right foot toward the midline of your mat, stand firmly into it and bring your left knee in toward your chest. Point your left toes and then on your exhale, weave your left toes under your right thigh. On your inhale, left knee in toward your chest. Exhale, thread your left foot under your right thigh. Once more, knee to chest. Exhale and thread. Breathe in, left knee into your chest, and then place your left foot to the floor. Give a little pulse to lift your hips. Exhale, release your buttocks down, your arms by your sides. Take a full cycle of breath. And then bring your awareness into your feet, making sure they're gapped just a smidge apart, away from your buttocks so you've room to thread. On your inhale, sweep your arms overhead, lift your buttocks, bend and hold your elbows. Wriggle your left foot a little further toward the midline of your mat, bring your right knee in toward your chest. Breathing in, exhale and thread your right foot under your left thigh. Twice more, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, knee to chest. Breathing out to thread. Knee to chest on your inhale. Exhale, place your foot to the floor. Once more, pulse your hips high in your bridge, squeeze your buttocks. And then exhale, lower to the floor, arms by your sides. Take a moment to rock your pelvis, a breath to feel. Really nice sequence for your deep core, pelvic floor, glutes and your hips there. So heel your feet wide to the side edges of your mat now. Tee out your arms at shoulder height and rock your knees side to side. Just loosen out through your low back and your hips. And then come back to center, draw your knees in toward your chest. Slip your hands behind the back of your knees and keeping your knees quite wide, we're going to rock and roll up to Malasana. You can use your hands. Try and gather a little momentum as you rock up and down the length of your spine a few times. Hands or no hands now rolling all the way up into a squat. Bring your hands to prayer, center of your chest. Elbows to your inner thighs, pressing into your outer feet, lengthening your spine. And of course, you can be more elevated here if it bothers your knees. You can move a little side to side, creating a little bit more space for yourself through your inner thighs, your adductors. And you can move through your feet from your heels to your toes. Transitioning from here onto all fours, hands to the floor, knees to the floor, walk your way back to the middle of your mat. Spread wide into your fingers, your fingertips, press down into all the knuckles to feel the floor. And then glide through your spine a few rounds of cat and cow, arching and rounding your back to the wave of your breath. Staying present to its rhythm. And the more you can make contact with the feeling tone of your breath, the better the feedback will flow to the rest of your body, allowing your movements to feel more stable, your mind more grounded. Meet me now in a neutral spine, balance on your hands, and step your right foot out to the right, your toes facing the top of your space. Keeping your right leg engaged and straight, your foot flexed, rotate your right toes up toward the ceiling, and then roll your toes down toward the floor. Go between the two, including your foot, your knee, your thigh, and hip in your movement. It's nourishing your lower body with some gentle rotation. And then come back to center, step your right knee in, tuck all your toes and rise up to a high kneeling position. Catch opposite elbows overhead and draw 3 circles with your upper body in one direction. So leaning out into your ribs, moving your spine, moving slow. And then release your hands to your hips. So we're going to add on now with some deeper external rotation for the hips, watching closely 2 slow rounds, then movement to breathe.
Step your right toes out to the right. Lift and turn your right knee to face 3 o'clock into a side lunge. And then hinge into your lunge. Ease out of your lunge. Then bring your right knee back to the floor and step your right toes in. Again, moving slow, right toes step out to the right. Lift and aim your right knee to the right, 3 o'clock. Lunge, ease off, and reverse back. Your knee to the floor, right foot steps in. Twice more now on your own. You can slow that movement down or move a little quicker. And we'll return to all fours, hands to your mat. Extend your left leg out wide to the left. Firm your legs straight, flex your toes, and then gently rotate your toes toward the ceiling and then toward the floor. A few times now, initiating that movement from your hip. So you can move your buttocks a little. Keep a strong foundation through your hands, your arms straight like pose. And then come back to center, step your left knee in, tuck all your toes and rise. Bring yourself upright, arms overhead, and then hold opposite elbows, high kneeling. Circle your spine now, opposite direction. And then release your hands to your hips. Same sequence on your left now, 2 times slow, 2 times breath to movement. Left foot steps out to the left, then lift and aim your left knee to 9 o'clock. Lunge into your knee, ease off, set your left knee down, and step your left toes in. Slow again, left foot steps out, lift and turn your knee to the left, lunge, ease off, knee to the floor, left foot steps in. Twice more, find your rhythm. And coming back to center, place your hands to the floor now, tuck your toes, and lift your hips. Find your first downward facing dog. Move freely in your body, biking your heels. Perhaps bending your knees and swaying your hips. And then settle into your shape. Feel the energy of your breath settle. Connect to the ground and feel it through the skin of your hands, the soles of your feet. Eyes forward to the top of your space, bend your knees and step to your hands, top of the mat. As you arrive, hands to shins, lengthen your spine forward. On your exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, rise to stand. Connect your palms overhead. And then lower your hands to prayer, center of your chest. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, sweep up, high mountain pose. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank pose and pause. Holding here, stack your heels over the ball mounds. Pour weight equally into your hands, your fingers, knuckles. Eyes forward. Now keeping that activation, knees or no knees for support. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Just notice what's happening to the 4 points of your palms. Are they lifting or staying sealed? And then glide smoothly now into a back bend. You might like to come into upward dog or cobra. Coming to your belly, lifting your chest. And then slowly press back Downward facing dog. Lift your hips, bend your knees a little. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Another round, Surya Namaskar A, breath to movement. Looking forward, end of your exhale, step lightly to the top of your mat. Open and fold with your breath. Inhale, rise to stand, high mountain, prayer overhead. Hands lower to your chest. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open your chest, lengthen your waist, and step back to plank. Awareness into your hands, push the floor away, knees or no knees, lower chaturanga, pause. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on your exhale. A calm breath in and stay for your breath out. Eyes forward, bend the knees, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Come to stand with a new breath, sweep up. And hands to prayer. Step your feet hips width apart and we'll build our flow. If you have a block, you might like to place it to the top of your mat. Next inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, knees bend, sit low, anchor into your heels. Take another breath in and forward fold over your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway, stay on the fingertips there or step your fingertips to a block right in front of you. Coming into supported warrior 3, raise your right leg up and back, lifting from your inner right thigh, and then aim to level your pelvis. You can add a little light bend in the left knee to make that possible. Take a breath in, look forward. Exhale, bend both knees and curl your right knee in toward your nose, round your spine. Again, inhale, extend, and then exhale, knee to nose. Breathing in, extend your right leg straight back, hold here, and then softly land your right toes to the back of your mat, fingertips to the floor, low lunge. Tap your right knee down. When you're steady, sweep your arms by your ears. And we'll take a twist. Lower your hands to prayer and twist to your left. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. 3 steady breaths. So really connecting and merging your palms to really open your chest and turn to your left. One more full cycle of breath in. Stay for your breath out. On your inhale, face forward, return to your low lunge, arms overhead. And then fingertips to the floor under your shoulders for the half splits. Ardha Hanumanasana, motion your hips back and work towards straightening your left leg. Lingering here, digging your left heel into the mat, and without moving your heel, act like you're dragging it back, finding an engagement in your hamstrings while they're lengthening. Take one more breath in, open your posture, collarbones wide, stay, and forward fold a little deeper toward your leg. Lifting up, inhale, lunge forward, tuck your right toes and step up top of your mat. Hands to shins, lengthen your spine forwards and forward fold over your legs. Inhale, root down through your feet, rise to stand. Hands to prayer and your feet a smidge apart. Again, inhale, chair pose. Stay for your exhale, sit low. Take another breath in. And forward fold, chest to thighs. Breathing in, halfway lift, look forward. And then fingertips forward to the floor or a block. Supported warrior 3, raise your left leg up. So try and balance the points of your hips, a small bend in your right knee to make that possible. Take a breath in, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, bend both knees and curl your left knee in toward your nose. Inhale, left leg extends back. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathing in, left leg back, open your chest, pause. Then softly land for a low lunge. Left knee to the floor. Arms reach high by your ears on your inhale. Exhale, pray your hands, take a twist to your right now. Left elbow hooking to the outside of your right thigh. 3 breaths, calm and clear. Feel where your palms touch. Feel where your skin meets the mat. One more full cycle of breath in and out. Next inhale, return, low lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, half splits. Rock your hips back, straightening through your right leg. Opening your posture on your inhales. And folding with your exhales, and your belly moves forward and down. On your next inhale, lift, lunge forward, tuck your left toes and step up, top of your mat. Hands to shins, lengthen your spine forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. And hands to prayer, center of your chest. Just take a moment to pause, find your steady center. And we'll take some of these elements down, start to move more dynamically. Step your feet together if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, chair pose, motion your hips down and back. On your exhale, chair twist to your right. We'll stay for 3 breaths, even and equal. And then look down, balance on your right foot. Undo your twist and rise for single leg mountain. Left knee lifts toward your chest, arms sweep overhead. Pause here, feel for all 4 points of your right foot into the mat. Steady, unmoving gaze in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, runner's lunge. Take a step back with your left foot, long stride. On the fingertips, take a breath, lead your chest forward. Exhale, pyramid variation, lift your hips, straighten your right leg, and bend your left knee so it comes to hover above the mat. So just finding a more elevated version of your hamstring stretch, option to flex your toes, your front toes. Next inhale, lunge forward into your right knee and keep your left knee hovering there. And bring your hands to the front of your thigh, front thigh, or arms overhead, 3 breaths. So engaging your legs, engaging your balance and focus in this low hovering lunge. And then press down into your right heel, slowly rise up for high lunge. Pause and settle. Firm your left buttocks forward. Try and upright your pelvis, lifting your hip points. Then lengthen through both sides of your waist, nice and tall. 1 more breath in. Exhale, warrior 2. Land and seal your left heel, float your arms wide, shoulder height. Try and equalize the effort now through your legs. Reach your arms overhead, left hand to your right wrist, and here reverse your warrior, reach up, extend back, and then extended side angle, release your arms, rest your right forearm to your right thigh, left arm either straight up or overhead. Any variations you prefer here, you can come a little deeper. You can also ease off. Find your breath, go only as far as your breath is deep. Keep pouring weight into your outer left heel, engaging your left thigh nice and firm and straight. Turning your chest open to the left. One more breath in. And then eyes down, fingertips to the floor or a block. Find your supported warrior 3. Just for a beat. Lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, bend both knees, curl your left knee in toward your nose. Keep this flamingo shape. Take a halfway lift. Lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, step your feet together. Fold chest to thighs. Inhale, rise tall, come to stand, arms overhead. Lower your hands to prayer, Tadasana. Second side, inhale, chair pose, arms to the sky, press your palms. Exhale, chair twist to your left and pause. Nice straight line from elbow to elbow, open your collarbones wide. And then gaze down, balancing on your left foot, undo your twist and rise, single leg mountain. Lift your right knee to your chest, arms overhead. Pause and breathe here, standing tall. Take a full breath in. And then fingertips to the floor, step to runner's lunge, right foot back of the mat. On the fingertips, take a breath, chest forward. Exhale, pyramid variation, lift your hips, straighten your left leg, and bend your right knee. Left heel digs down to ground you steady. Next, inhale, lunge forward into your right knee, and right knee goes to a little hover, your low lunge variation. Bring your hands to your front thigh or arms overhead. Steady gaze, smooth breathe. And then press down into your left heel, slowly rise up to a high lunge, arms overhead. Pause for a few breaths, open your shoulders so you have some space around your neck. Feel your feet. Exhale, warrior 2, ground your right heel, float the arms wide. Try and center your spine there, proud across your chest. And then reach your arms overhead, your right hand to your left wrist. Reverse your warrior, 1 breath, reach up and back. Then extended side angle, left forearm to your left thigh, right arm up or overhead, lingering here. Any variations that you enjoy in your body, keep your breath deep and smooth. One more breath in. Exhale, eyes down, fingertips to the floor, all your blocks, supported warrior 3. Raise and float your right leg. Lengthen your chest forward on your inhale. Exhale, bend both knees, curl your right knee in toward your nose. Inhale, take a halfway lift in your flamingo. Exhale, step your feet together and fold chest to thighs. Inhale, rise tall, come to stand, arms overhead. Lower your hands to prayer, Tadasana. Final standing flow now. We'll add on a few holds and also a little flow. Bend the knees, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, twist to your right. Deep inhale. Stay for your breath out. Transfer your weight into your right foot. Look down and then stand and balance. Lift your left knee, single leg mountain. Adding on, I'm going to interlace your hands under your left thigh now. Like a basket. On your inhale, extend your left leg forward. Exhale, rebend your left knee. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale and bend. Once more, extend. Exhale and bend. Now keep your hands in place. Step your left foot down to the mat. And with your knees bent, transfer your weight now into your left foot and send your right leg back for Warrior 3 variation. So here you're pressing the back of your left thigh into your hands, arms straighten. Extend your heart long and forward and reach back to the edge of your right heel. Take one more breath in and we'll flow. Release your fingertips to the mat, step your right toes back, runner's lunge. Take a breath in your lunge, chest forward. Exhale, pyramid variation. Lift your hips, straighten your left leg, bend your right knee to a hover. Inhale, lunge forward. Keep your right knee off the mat and rise on up to your high lunge, arm sweeper. On your exhale, Warrior 2, ground your feet, reach your arms wide. Next inhale, arms overhead, right hand to your left wrist, reverse. And here straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. And then release for triangle. Arms go wide, reach forward and then down with your left hand. Right hand to the sky. Take a few breaths here to tidy up your shape. From the ground up, can you equalize the downward pressure into your feet? And then very subtly now, wherever you are in your triangle, notice if you have a little room to draw your left shoulder back in space. Allow your right hip to roll forward slightly. And then lengthen the left side of your waist a little longer from your hip to your armpit. One more breath in. On your exhale, reach your right arm overhead. And then hands to the floor. Step back now to plank pose. Hold for a breath, no rush. Show your hands into the mat. Exhale, shift forward and down, halfway, chaturanga. Your choice, inhale for your back bend. And downward facing dog. Pausing here, 3 to 5 breaths. Allow yourself to settle steady into the rhythm of your breath. Final side, inhale, look to your hands, bend the knees, travel lightly to the top of your mat. Open your chest forward, fold with your exhale. Inhale, sweep up, come to stand, and lower your hands to prayer. Inhale, return to chair pose. Exhale, twist to your left. Take a calm breath in. Stay for your breath out. Feel your weight into your left foot. Stand and balance. Bring your right knee to chest. And then lower and interlace your hands under your right thigh like a basket. On your inhale, extend your right leg forward. Exhale, rebend your right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale and bend. Once more, extend and bend. Hold your hands in place. Step your right foot down to the mat with your knees bent. Transfer your weight into your right foot now. Send the left leg back for Warrior 3 variation. Press the back of your right thigh now into your hands, expanding into your shape. One more breath in and flow. Fingertips to the mat, step your left toes back, runner's lunge. On the fingertips, take a breath. Exhale, pyramid variation. Lift your hips, straighten your right leg, bend your left knee. Inhale, lunge forward, keep the left knee slightly off the mat. Rise up to your high lunge, arms overhead. Warrior 2, on your exhale, ground your feet. Reach your arms overhead, left hand to your right wrist. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your right leg, reach up and back. And then release the hands, hinge forward and down for triangle, Trikonasana. Left hand to the sky. Press down where your feet meet the mat. So you're standing tall and long into your legs. Now gently draw your right shoulder back so you center yourself down your mat. Left hip lightly forward and expand across your chest through the reach of your arms. One more breath in. Exhale, left arm overhead. And then hands to your mat, step back, plank pose. Greet your shape, eyes forward, front body strong and long. Exhale, shift forward and lower, chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog and pause. Final down dog for the class. You might like to explore a longer stride between your hands and feet or a deep bend in your knees. Chest toward your thighs to give your spine one long big stretch. And then as you're ready, we'll all meet up in a child's pose at the back of your mat, resting your knees to the floor, wide or narrow, buttocks to your heels. Winding down now, letting go of your effort. Feel the solidity of the floor holding you there. Your shoulders and jaw can loosen. Just savor this quietening shape. And we're going to complete our practice together with some final hip stretches to round out. Just ease your way upright. Bring your legs around in front of you. And come to rest down on your right side. So your right hip, right forearm. And then bend your left knee. Bring your left heel toward your buttocks. And connect your left hand with your left foot. So a hip flexor stretch, aim your left knee toward the bottom of your mat. So seeking sensation through the front of your left thigh. You can stay here if this feels sufficient, or you can add a little weight to the stretch by taking your right ankle to the top of your left thigh and encourage your left knee toward the floor. Just pause and breathe here, softening into your shape. Relaxing your head and your neck into a comfortable angle. Start to slow and deepen your exhales. And then release your left foot, lengthen your left leg away, keep your right ankle in place. If you had that, roll onto your back for reclined pigeon pose. Drawing your left thigh in toward you, right ankle's on the top of the left thigh, interlace your hands behind the left thigh. And just guide your inner right thigh away from your body. And then coming into a twist, step your left foot to the mat, cross your right leg over your left. Moving softly into this final twist, relaxing your knees over to the left. And if it feels like too much for your spine, simply uncross your legs, perhaps even stagger your feet and your knees. And then back through center, we'll cycle through the opposite side, release, roll to your left side, perch onto your left forearm, your left hip, bend your right knee, your top knee, right heel toward your buttocks, right hand to your right foot. And then you might need to adjust and just find that right angle for you to find that hip flexor stretch. You can stay here or take your left ankle to the top of your right thigh and encourage your right knee down toward the floor. Let's take some slow, calming breaths. And then transitioning into reclined pigeon pose, release, straighten your right leg, roll onto your back, and left ankle now to the top of your right thigh. Hands interlace behind the back of your right thigh or your shin. And now you're just coaxing the left inner thigh open, and you're lengthening into your outer left buttocks. And then easing your way into your twist, step your right foot to the mat, left leg crosses over your right, rest your knees to the right, and really finding a comfortable, breathable twist in your body here. With an exhale, relax the stack of your legs. Invite your shoulder blades to nestle in and down your back. And then release, roll onto your back, hug your knees in toward your chest. And take a final happy baby pose, knees wide, hands to your outer feet or the backs of your knees, drawing your knees down toward your armpits. Really resting now the back of your skull, the front of your shoulders can recede back. And if it's comfortable, take a little rock side to side. From here, just release your hands, bring your knees in toward your chest, and either take a few rolls and rocks through your spine or roll out to your right to come upright for our final forward fold, Pascimottanasana. As you arrive, extend both legs out straight, your knees and toes pointing up toward the ceiling, maybe a little bend in your knees there. Forward tilt to the pelvis, deep breath in, arms rise. Exhale and fold. Land your hands wherever they land comfortably, bowing in. And inviting an introspective focus now, perhaps shutting down the eyes. Staying with that longer out breath. You stay in that place of surrender. And as you're ready, release. And we're resting now into Shavasana. Do grab any additional layers or props you might like to have with you as you come to relax. resting quietly for the next few minutes. So we have about 5 or 6 minutes here. If you know you need to go, just take a small time here to rest. Let your body absorb the benefits of your practice, even if it's just for a minute. Stretching yourself out, placing your feet a little wider than your hips, arms alongside your body with your palms face up. Inviting your attention to draw inward, your eyes to gently close. Now just letting you breathe, your body and the practice settle. And just as you did at the start of the class, scan your body with your awareness. Feel for any pockets where you might still be holding on, or perhaps there is some momentum. Allowing any of those contractions to dissolve with your outbreath. And then circle back to your breath. Let it be your anchor here. Your breath growing more shallow, soft, as your body releases. And resting now, I'll be back to guide you back. And gently, softly drifting your attention back. Wiggling your toes and your fingers. Breathing a full deep breath through your whole body. Bending your knees, take your feet to the floor. And roll out to your right side. Pausing, softly opening your eyes. And pressing your way back up to sit. And thanks so much for joining me for this flow. I hope you're feeling more open and more grounded in your body and your mind, ready to step in to the rest of your day. Take care. Namaste.